Hi, my name is Stefan Sindoni, and you're here with me on Sindoni Says Talk Radio, and I'm about to bring on my guest. My guest is Allan Gitlan, comedian, funny man. I suggest if you've got to go to the bathroom, please go now, get a bowl or a large cup, because Allan will have you pissing your pants. Before I bring him on, I'd like to make the following statement. I am not a psychiatrist. Without further ado, my guest, comedian Allan Gitlan. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Steve, how you doing, man? This is Allan Gitlan, the G-Man. What's going on today?
Well, I'm excited to bring you on. Got a little history
Are you
here.
in bed? Are you in bed that you're excited or what?
No, actually, I'm sitting down.
Okay, well, so maybe you're jerking off. I don't know, whatever. But you're excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, I get that way, you know. What else do I got to do at this stage of my life?
I don't know. Play with your sausage, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. What I like to do, Allan, start with a couple of your stories and like how we met and tell the audience about that. Can you do that?
Yeah, sure I can. Well, we met. I don't remember when. Oh, yes, I do. We were in the Chicago train station, and there was a Chinese guy running around with his head cut off. We don't know why. And we find out that he's got a box in a box, and he can't go on the train unless it's taped up. So the Amtrak lady was a little wacky, a little weird actually, but she taped it up for him. After like 20 minutes of him running around the airport, I gotta get to New York. I mean, train thing, I gotta get to New York, I gotta get to New York, I gotta get to New York. And we're all wondering what the hell's going on. We get on a train, and about 6 of us end up sitting near each other. We're all from New York, and we start bullshitting and having fun and laughing and crap like this. And he's sitting in the back with the conductor. He gets on the train, his box is there, and his luggage is there. And then somewhere around 11 o'clock, he's running up and down the aisle. I don't know, we're not paying attention to him. And I go to the bathroom. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, about 11:30 at night. And I open the bathroom door, and it smells like somebody smoked like 2 or 3 joints in there. So I go back and tell everybody we're hanging out. When they're starting to laugh, what an idiot, who would smoke a joint on the train? We wake up the next morning. The conductor gets on the PA and says, the Border Patrol is doing a spot check in Buffalo, New York, and everybody in this car has to get off. We pull up, and there's the Buffalo Police, and there's the Buffalo Border Patrol, and Amtrak Police. And we get out, and they check everybody's ID. They check about 4 people with ID, and they tell us to get back on the train, except for the Chinese guy. They say, you're not getting on, and you're taking your luggage and your box off. We pull out, and we don't know what's going on. We see him talking to the cops. We go into Albany, New York, and the conductor says, you know what happened to that guy? We don't know. And he said, well, he got arrested. And we go, for what? Well, he had a 2-pound brick in that box that was taped up by the Amtrak lady. So obviously he got arrested. And it was cross state lines, so now it's a federal offense. So he's not going to see Chinatown for a long, long time. So he might not even see Chinese New Year at that point. But anyway, that's how we met, because Steve was one of the people that we were all hanging out with, always having fun, joking around. And that's the story of basically how we met. But it was a funny story, but a good story. But you can't fix stupid, you know what I mean? That was kind of stupid, this guy. Because if you hadn't smoked that joint, you probably would have got away with it.
You're probably right, because what my recall is I saw him trying to get the box taped up in Chicago.
Right.
But we hadn't met at that point. And I'm thinking, like,
right.
What's this guy doing with this box? And he was like walking back and forth like as if he was wasted. Yeah.
He kept saying, you gotta get on the train. You gotta get this train to New York. I can't miss this train to New York.
Now, one of the things in my recall was after the marijuana was all over the car and you had brought it to everybody's attention who you were with, and I was on the other side, so we didn't know each other at this point. But then I'm noticing people that were changing their seats because of like the marijuana was really like pretty strong. So I think a lot of us on the train probably got a contact high and we didn't even know it.
That's very possible. You were trying to screw that girl that was on the train.
Oh, is that what I was doing? Yeah, I was wondering. Anyway, yeah.
Everybody thought it was your girlfriend, but she wasn't.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was married for about 20 minutes.
I know she had her hand under your blanket, that's all I know.
Oh, okay.
On the seat, that's all I know. We'll pass that by. We don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah, we'll let that go.
See how we met, though.
Yeah. Now, afterwards, we both did an interview with Joe Cozy.
Right, that's correct. Joe Cozy's a friend of mine, yep.
Yeah, so you did the bit on Joe Cozy. I thought it was so funny that we would talk about it now because that's kind of our connection. But afterwards, he started sharing some of your comedy with me. Right. One of the things that I thought was hilarious that I would love for you to talk about the bill collector that was trying to collect money from your mom. Can you share that?
Yeah, well, the story is that I grew up in Middlesex County, New Jersey. My mom died on 4th of July, 2010. About 6 months later, I get a notice for her for jury duty. So I call him up. I said, listen, the woman is dead, died in your county about 6 months ago, and she's not showing up for jury duty. The lady on the other end, I don't know how old she was, she says, well, we're going to put a bench warrant out for her arrest. I go, did you hear what you just said? The woman is dead, and you're going to put a bench warrant out for her arrest. Absolutely right. If she doesn't show up, put a bench warrant out for her arrest. I go, oh, good, because she's in Bettyville Cemetery, the 3rd Street, the 4th grade from the left. You can leave her right there because that's where she is. What the hell is wrong with these people? You're going to put a bench warrant out for somebody who's dead? Are you freaking nuts or what? So a waste of paper, a waste of whatever they're going to do. And all they had to do was look up the records in Middlesex County. They would have saw she was dead. But she didn't want to do that, apparently. It was easier for her to put a bench warrant out for somebody who was dead, which made no freaking sense at all. What do I know? The state government, what can I tell you?
You know, you recently told me about a knife and a plastic spoon and a fork. Can you tell that joke real quick?
It's a plastic knife. It's a plastic knife. Here, if you go to eat at Newark Airport, I guess it's Kennedy too, the TSA says you can't have a knife, but you can have a regular fork though. Like you can't do damage with a fork. You can poke somebody's eye out with that freaking fork. But you can have one though. But TSA rules say you can't have a knife, so they give you a plastic knife with a regular fork. Because I flew to Orlando to see my girlfriend, and there it was, a plastic knife with a regular fork. Like I can't do damage with that fork. I could poke somebody's eye out. I could stab somebody in the neck, put a fork through their fucking jugular. But that's okay. But not a knife, though. TSA rules.
Well, that's how you spell stupid. TSA, you know?
That's correct. It's got a couple of letters in it.
Yeah.
It's got the T and the S in it, that's for sure. You just need a few letters in it.
Well, the A for the S.
And I can tell you what happened the last time Newark Airport got shut down for somebody having a knife in their luggage.
What was that?
And I have a friend who was in the first class at TSA in Newark Airport, and he said the people that worked there, except for the supervisors, the job before they came there was Burger King and McDonald's or car wash. And so what happened was the girl was working overtime, and she saw the knife in the bag, but she wanted to go get something to eat on break, so she went. And now the guy who came on, it stays on for like a minute and a half. So the guy who came on saw it, but the luggage was already gone. They had to shut the Newark Airport down. They never did find a knife in the guy's luggage. Who knows where it went. These are people that are protecting your country, but of course they're not getting paid that well either, so you can't blame really them. Work shitty hours, that's why he left. He was working like from 3 in the morning till like 12 in the afternoon. And he says the hours suck, you know. You got to get up at like 2, you get there at 3. And you get out at 12, and then if somebody's late, you stay till 1, you know, and then you do it all over again. He said it really sucks. And they got separate supervisors, but usually have some kind of military background. He says these people are dumber than the dumb. They're like, you know, what I say, when you flunk out of Nassau, there's a bus waiting for you to take you to McDonald's or Burger King or TSA.
That's very true. You know, how do you spell stupid?
It's not even a short bus, even.
That's funny. I tell you.
That's a story you didn't even hear, Steve. I don't think you never heard that story either.
No, that you never shared. You've shared a number of them with me. That's why I'm trying to recall. But one of the things, again.
Oh, obviously, because if you, it's like a girl who wears a low cut top and then wonders why everybody looks at her. You know, your boobs are hanging out, and you got Daisy Dukes on. You wonder why guys are looking at you. Really? You think what you wear them for attention, so somebody will look at you. So then you get mad when somebody looks at you. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, you're exactly right. Or they got a T-shirt that says, "You want some of this?"
Right. Or they're not wearing a bra; their fucking tits are sticking out. I mean, what do you think guys are gonna do? They're gonna freaking look at you, you moron. And some women might look at you too. I don't know. You know, these days you can't. It may not just be guys. You know.
Oh, you don't even know.
You know, girls wear Daisy Dukes now. You never know if it's a guy or a girl that's looking at you. You know.
Yeah, I went into one of those UPS type places, and a guy was going through a sex change, and I'm ready to go next online, and luckily the woman to his right said next, and I went over to her real quick because I wanted to deal with somebody who was a real person, and the guy was looking at me, or the person who was going through this transformation. I go, gee, I got enough going on in my life without having to deal with this person today. Thank God, that I was able to get the other person. Not being judgmental, because people are who they are, but this is just an observation that I see. I said, gee, I wonder how this tormented this person's parents to see somebody, this confused in life.
Right. Oh yeah, there's a lot of confused people. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, like one, for example, like Bruce Jenner goes through the gender bender thing. He was 65 years old. I mean, gee, by 65 years old, you say, you know what? if there's reincarnation, I'll come back again as a female, but I won't do it now and terrorize all my parents, my children, and everybody who's alive to go through this bizarro situation.
I think you just want to take it to Catholic bells. That's what I think. Well, he got down, he didn't care after that, but he wouldn't do it he wouldn't be able to do it as a woman.
That's exactly right. But it's just sad that people are stupid. I mean, really, period. I mean, you got that right, and you just wonder, like when I see somebody who's got like tattoos all over their body, one or two isn't distasteful. But when you got all over the place, I had kidding around with one guy. I said, "Hey, by the way, you missed the spot,"
Right.
I crack up, do you realize that these things don't come off,
You know the joke about tattoos. You know the joke about the tattoo about the guy, the lady who wants a Christmas tree on one leg and a New Year's thing on the other side. And the guy says, "What's that for?" He says, "My son says there's nothing to eat there between the holidays."
Yeah, I mean, I see stuff that are in cartoons. I see things that are in cartoons and crayons.
Right.
I said, gee, you could have for 99 cents bought, a cartoon crayon book instead of putting that ridiculous thing on your forehead.
Right.
I just crack up and I go, gee, but in today's day and age, you can't
get somebody off.
Yeah, you can't do what Lenny Bruce did or George Carlin. I mean, the things that they did, that they said, or even the TV shows, what they showed, you say to yourself, like, how did they get away with it? But I guess it was the era, that they grew up in. But today, it's like they read you the Riot Act, God forbid for something.
They would have started a riot now. Come on.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Archie, he was like, he was the best and yet the worst, but at that time, like he could walk on water.
Right. So,
now, just going back a little bit, like, what was your first, what got you into comedy? What got you where you really got excited about what you did?
I was always kind of funny, and I always wanted to try it, and I saw an ad on the internet that said Caroline's Comedy School, $450 for 10 weeks. And so I applied to it, and I gave the money, and it was one class once a week for 2 hours with Liz Smith, who used to write for Leno and Letterman, but she decided she wanted to come back to the East Coast and be with her family. And they can't say you're not funny. They try to critique your writing and get used to stage time, which unless you're on stage all the time, you're not used to stage time. It just doesn't work. You got to be up there all the time, once a week or once every couple of weeks, because stage time is very difficult. So we did at the end, I almost got thrown out of every class because I couldn't shut up. I was critiquing everybody's writing, and the teacher said, "Hey, that's my job, you stupid ass. You're going to get thrown out of the class." So as wacky as I am, I have a friend of mine that owns a trophy shop, so I said, "Listen, maybe we can get her a trophy, like a little plaque that says Best Comedy Teacher of the Year, and we can draw our names on it for like $3 each." So there was 20 of us, so it cost us like $60. I think I put it in the cash just to make it 70, and he did it for us. And he put Best Comedy Teacher of the Year, and he put our names on it, and he put Liz Smith. And I gave it to her at the showcase, and she just broke down completely, saying that nobody ever thought to do that for her. But at the showcase, she listed the names in order of how we were going, and I was for it. And I was fine with that. We're practicing our jokes, and we're doing, we're all going through our shtick a little bit. And she comes up to me and says, "Allan, I got some good news and bad news for you." I said, "Well, tell me the bad news first." She said, "You're first." I said, "What's the good news?" "You're first." So I was nervous as hell. And then one of the guys came up to me and said, "Allan, you can't do one of your jokes, because if you do, my whole act will go out the window." So as a good schmuck that I am, and I say good schmuck because I'm Jewish, I agreed to it, and in the middle of my act, I realized I can't do this joke. And as I realized it, I have about 2 minutes left. I can't remember the rest of my act now, because it interrupted my whole freaking, my thought process. So one of the girls, I admit to the crowd that I was a little nervous first time up there. I forgot some of my material. And one of the girls from the second showcase, there was roughly about 150 people, 200 people in the first showcase, about the same in the second, because you were allowed to bring like 5 people each. And so she said something about, "Just go with it, don't worry about it." And everything came back. and I did my showcase, and I played Caroline once again, and I played a couple of small clubs in Jersey. I hosted them. I did comic. I filled in for somebody once as a host comedian, and I branched out from comedy to acting, which I had some acting classes when I was younger. With a guy who was on the Hulk. He did some guest shots on the Hulk when he was younger. He was on like 5 or 6 episodes, and he decided he didn't want to be on the West Coast anymore. He wanted to teach acting, so I took some of his classes, and so I branched out from comedy to acting, and now I'm doing podcasts, and I may do a podcast of my own come October, November with a friend of mine who's named Artie. He's a psychic, and he's been married 3 times. I bust his balls because I said, "What's the matter? You're a psychic? You can see that coming 3 times you're divorced? You see that?" And of course, he said he can't read himself. And I've been divorced for like 23 years, so I've done a lot of internet dating. I have stories about people who say they like me one night, and then 6 hours later, they don't like me anymore. So we're going to do relationships from a guy's point of view, and you can call in and tell us your story, what's going on in your relationships, or what or your battle scars in your relationships that you're in, or past relationships, whatever, and how we would have handled it, or how we would advise you to handle it. Let's put it that way.
Got a question for you. Yeah. You talked about internet dating, right?
Yes.
So now you meet the person on the internet, and then you meet them at a coffee shop to see if you click?
I usually take them out to dinner. If you can't afford dinner, then you shouldn't be doing internet dating. Okay? You take them out to a Friday where it's public so they feel safe, or Perkins Pancakes, or somewhere where they feel safe, so they don't feel threatened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And of course, you go through the night, and they say, "Hey, okay, what did you think at the end of the night?" "Oh, I had a great time. I really liked you. You're a nice guy." And then you text them next morning, say good morning. They say, "Oh, I didn't think it was a connection." Really? Why didn't you tell me last night? Okay, that's the problem.
Because you were paying the bill.
Here's an example of one of them. I meet this lady in a Fridays right near her house, so she feels comfortable. I know the area, so that's not a problem. And you're a great guy. I really like you. Oh, you're sweet. You're everything I'm looking for. And she tells me her dog is having surgery the next day. So I said, "Listen, I hope your dog makes out okay." And the next morning I text her. I said, "Listen, good morning. I had a great time. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Hope your dog makes out okay today." Well, later on in the day, I got a text from this lady. "I can't see you." I said, "Why not?" "You're too concerned about my dog." Really? What else is going on in your life, honey? There's obviously something else. It wasn't that. Because most women say, "Hey, the guy's really concerned about my animal. Seems like a sincere guy." You know what I'm saying? She decides that because I'm concerned about her dog, I'm a dog lover, I'm an animal lover, that she doesn't like that she can't go out with me anymore? Really? Where did that come from? You know what I mean?
I guess that was the only excuse that she could come up with, Yeah.
Right. Or how about I meet a lady at a restaurant, she picks the restaurant, she gets lost going there. Okay? So she tells me she has a house in Florida. She has a nice Lexus with Florida plates. She tells me, I'm driving down here in a couple of weeks, but I don't want to drive down by myself. I said, "Well, if we start going out, I'll drive down with you, and we'll stop and have fun along the way." And she said, "Yeah, and I'll pay for your plane ticket back." I said, "Okay." So we have a nice dinner. We have nice drinks. She tells me her husband committed suicide like 7 years before, and she's way over it now, and da-da-da-da-da. And so I text her. I said, "Listen, when you get home," because she's about halfway between my house and her house, I said, "Text her when you get home." So she texts me, "I'm home." I text her, "I'm almost home." I said, "Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing you again." She, "Oh, yeah, you're a great guy." I text her next morning, say good morning. She goes, "I didn't think there was a love connection last night."
Wow.
What happened between 9 o'clock at night and 8 o'clock in the morning? Obviously, there was something else going on that she didn't want to tell me, obviously.
Yeah, some of these women...
One night I'm driving you to Florida. The next morning, you don't like me. What the hell's going on?
That's kind of odd. Let me ask you, some of these girls, do they actually post a picture of themselves, or they're posting somebody else's picture?
No, they post a picture of themselves that usually it's about 5 years old. So when you see them, they have a little more crow's feet and a few more wrinkles on them, and maybe a few more pounds. But in the most part, if you think they're nice people, you say, you don't blow them off. Listen, I've had women where I said, "Listen, you know what? You're just not for me. You're a nice lady, but you're not for me. Or you're not ready for a relationship yet. You think you are, but you're not." Because I'll press them. I met this woman. She's a very nice lady. Her husband died like 4 years ago. She had to ask her son if she could start going on internet dating. So I said, "You got to ask your son. You're 60 years old, really?" Well, I got to make sure that I wouldn't hurt his feelings if I came somewhere with a guy. I go, listen to me, honey. You're 60 years old, okay? I said, let me ask you a question. What's going to happen when you start going out with a guy and he wants to go to bed with you? You're going to say, I got to ask my son? You know, he's 60 years old. Come on. So she goes, well, I wouldn't do that. I go, listen to me. You're a nice lady, but I don't think you're ready for this yet. You're still in your emotions with your husband dying 4 or 5 years ago, because you can't. If you want, you got to ask your son whether you can go out with somebody. If your husband died for 5 years, that's strange. I said, you start meeting somebody out here, and after 3 or 4 dates, they're going to want to go to bed, and you better be ready for it. She goes, well, I don't know what I would do. I said, well, you better find out what you're going to do, because the guy is going to tell you get lost real quick. Okay, you haven't been out here. I'm telling you what goes on out here. After 3 or 4 dates, the guy wants to go to bed with you. Okay, he's spending money and he wants to go to bed with you. That's what's going on out here. And if you're not ready for that, you're going to have a problem. She goes, well, I think I'm ready. I said, well, I'm just telling you. I've been out here 20 years. I'm telling you, you ain't ready, honey. So, I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just trying to tell her the facts. You know what I'm saying?
Well, some people have a hard time seeing what things really are.
Reality.
Yeah.
Right.
Reality.
Right. And I did when I first got divorced, 23 years ago. I didn't understand it until I met some people that took me under their wing. And as I was going through it, I still didn't understand until I got out of my, when you get divorced, there's emotions just like a death. You have to go through it. And once you get out of it and move on with your life, then you see it for really what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, or that's some, and I've been all around the world, and that's some, even though I haven't been out of the United States. But anyway, so you can find me on the G-Man Cometh on my Facebook page, or www.thegman.net.
Gotcha.
And if there's anything else you want to know about me, you just give me a shout or email, whatever, and I'm an open book.
Well, I want to thank you because
I don't hide a whole lot. So.
Well, I can tell you've shared quite a bit today with giving out your websites and where the listeners can find you. And I've had a blast doing this show with you, and hopefully maybe sometime in the near future we can do this again. So I want to thank you for coming on the show.
As long as you enjoy it, we can do it again.
All right, yeah, definitely. I'd love to do it again. I think you're a very funny guy. Your story is a very entertaining, and without blowing any smoke, I love you like a brother, because a lot of people don't want to tell people what they actually feel. It's like they feel it inside, but they won't say it. It's like, I love you, honey, on the outside, but on the inside, bitch. It's like, come on, guy. Tell people what you feel.
Just call her a bitch to her face, that's all. And cover up, because you might get punched in the head.
That's exactly right. Cover up quick. Yeah, do
real quick.
Don't become the rope-a-dope,
Put your hands over your nuts, because you may not have it when you get punched.
That's exactly right. Don't do what Muhammad Ali did, stand on the ropes and take the beating.
All right, Mr. Steve, I will let you be, sir. I think I took enough of your time. I hope the interview went well. You may have to cut out one of those jokes, though.
Well, I want to thank you, as I said, for coming on. And till next time, your host, Steven Sidoni. Until we meet again. All right, as they say in Hollywood, this is a wrap.